try another one of these? I'm gonna go with something that's not lemony because Catalina was lemony. This is a. What the fuck is this Pokemon shit?
It's lemon.
Oh,
It says lemon on it.
I know. But what's the other one?
Little strawberries.
Okay, yeah. God, back in the day it was just, it's a good shit, man. No, it's red hair, dude. No, it's some fucking lime green shit. It's red hair.
Oh, red hair or lime.
Back when I was young, that's what the good weed. I mean, it was the buds. You just had the red hairs. That's how we called it. Because there was a lot of weed that was just big, chunky, fucking nasty buds just growing out in a fucking field, you know? This barely was kind of weed, you know? But weed evolved over the years, man. There was a lot of fucking killer weed from Mexico, all different kinds. That's what was badass back then. And even back then, we were paying $800 a pound, the same shit as you would today or less. But like I was telling you, it's always all quiet. It was just like 1 pound was just like 2 or 3 big branches with all the buds intact, just folded up. You know what I mean? And stuffed into a fucking thing, saran wrap. But when you undid that, it was so primitive. It's just like caveman or something, and one of you went to the top of the mountain to get the sacred weed, and you gotta get past 3 or 4 fucking saber-tooth tigers and everything to get it. And then they finally get back down and then they got it to smoke, you know what I mean? Same shit. This is a big, giant, jumbo, turbo joint.
Is that the strawberries?
Yeah. I don't know how to light these.
It's so weird, right? They're like fucking dented and shit.
I know, they always remind me of old school shotgun shells back in the day or something, you know? It's like, so you burn off all the paper on the top, or you put a piece of ice cream on it and just fucking eat it like that, or what?
Like this, I could just put all.
So if you twist them up like into a fuse, I don't know if that's right or not.
Because you can just
We don't have any
it,
weed experts on here
and
yet.
then you just get all the extra
Oh! Don't be stupid! Do it like Chuy, yo! Get off your ride! Get your pre-roll!
from Boston.
You get out of Boston and get yourself some wicked ass weed down here with you. How did you tell them when they were asking at the party? No, it's not for you. Right.
No, but tell me, I did the show. Tell me.
No,
I want to know what you think.
no, I think it's good. Yeah,
No,
just
but
feel like that. Not that we're being assholes, but we don't take it like mediocre. Like we're just like like that. No. It's just fucking made the decision, the commitment. Do it. Fuck it. You know. Why not? And if it's going places and shit, I don't want people after the fact saying this or that, or I don't care. I know they're gonna know and everything. It don't make a difference to me whatsoever.
When are we gonna make some videos? Some funny videos or something.
I can plan them out. It's just timing. I mean, we got like with your schedule.
So we're gonna get a piñata and some fucking shotguns or something.
Oh no, that's fucking. I don't know if we want to get arrested. We can't let viewers know all of our shit. You think? No.
Steak coming
No.
soon.
No, that's a whole different type of podcast.
No, that wouldn't be a
But we are-
podcast. That'd just be like.
But we're
videos
West Siders, so you know every West Sider fucking has fucking always fucking knows everything about guns. Typically.
We could just make a different channel and put the videos on a different channel.
No, I want to create a channel for some of the hardworking Mexican dudes I know, and just call the podcast like "Mi trabajo es una chinga porque," and they come on and then they tell out their work and all this, and you know how that's what because when we kick with them and stuff, or with us, what do? You sit on an ice chest drinking beer and you talk about your fuckhead boss or this or that, or the fucking razor promised 3 years ago, or all kinds of shit, you know? And it's a topic. That's a dude topic that Mexicans like to talk about a lot. That's one of the first things they kind of open up.
What if you get to the point where you get so good at podcasting that just anytime you hang out with someone, like,
Just do it automatically right here.
start recording and then later, like, hey, let's review this, and if it's cool with you, we could make it, I could put it in the podcast. And you have different channels for different kind of podcasts.
That's what it is. A platform. I want our own live streaming channel, Chuy, with people working for us, but not with our own isolated vision, but with an open platform for other, you know, people
to
that
put their perspectives in, right?
well,
and make it a better.
as long as I'm not saying it's gotta
works too.
as long as it's not overly fucked up, or I mean overly aggressive or something like that. The main thing that we're looking for is authenticity and being authentic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of being authentic is having the capacity to listen. And not only that, when you're to speak, you know, you consciously ask yourself, should I say this? And then you ask yourself, should I say this now, or should I just wait, or is it better for me not to? You know. And that's part of it, of being a
Human?
I don't want to say human because humans are overrated. To be human is to have humanly thoughts, humanly values, and yeah, we're human, yeah. But there's a lot to be said about your perspective, though, too, you know. So we're talking about. All right, yeah. Okay, let's do something like this here. Talking about these pre-rolls, this and that, right? And one thing I wanted to bring up is about anytime you're going to do something, just like we're going to do this podcast or getting this stuff or do anything. I wasn't always this way, but in the past, you know, I would say the past 3 or 4 years, I really make an effort to go out on my way and keep the money local. And that, what I mean by that is, like, if I need something for the house, or, you know, instead of going to Home Depot or something, where I'll go to the Ace Harbor down the street, because it's a franchise, it's family owned, and I see the same dudes in there, and one of the owners there almost all the time. And even though their stuff's a little bit more expensive, what I'm doing is creating a dynamic, and I'm keeping my money and my impact in my close area around me, my community, you know what I mean? Consciously doing that. And there's a lot of benefits to it other than just supporting it. It's building a dynamic relationship. I mean, there's a liquor store and stuff. I go to there, and down there on Camelback, and the dude's cool as hell. He'll tell you his opinions on the road construction and all kinds of stuff and everything. And once you get to know a business owner, or even just the person that works there on a personal level, it does something for you. I don't want to say, oh, it cures all your fucking problems or shit like that. But I'm telling you, it creates a positive type of dynamic. If you can imagine it that way, I guess. But yeah, like that, get your hair cut by a salon or some local people. I do that. What else? Anytime I'm making my knives, I get the leather from a guy down the street that fixes shoes and stuff. And not only that, when I go get the leather from him for the knives, it's like, yeah, you know that I've said, well, yeah, I made this and then he feels a part of it.
Yeah.
The knives that I'm making and presented that I made and told myself, yeah. But now he's got a hand in it, and I consciously acknowledge that every time I go buy more stuff from him and reinforce that. And you're not gonna get that by going to Hobby Lobby or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the difference. But
we're not getting that, man. I would have just thought.
I'm just saying. I know it's not an option a lot of the times. But if ever there is, I would recommend it. Even if it's just buying your shit or your gas or what at the same place or the same. Whatever, you know, build a dynamic. Like it's not so much a set routine or something. It's that you're you're setting up positive occurrences between you and somebody else, you know. How bad is it gonna be? No, you're searching him out, they got somewhere you want, and hey, I wanna hear what he's got to say, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's almost an intrigue about it. So yeah, I say always, whenever possible, support your local businesses.
Local businesses.
Right.
Never thought about it like that, man.
No, dude, you got to, man, because even though, like I said, even though it
I
costs
always
more
buy
money
shit
here and there,
at Walmart, but everything
but-
at Walmart is made in China
look,
besides the food.
but when you know people on a personal level like that, and then even if, better yet, if you know the owner or something, eventually they give you perspectives and things and ideas, insights on things you never would have, because it might have cost this person hundreds of thousands of dollars to get of accidents and shit to get to where he's at now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's gonna let you know all that shit because you're tight with him, because you had like a valued customer and shit.
You think
all the
there's
time.
local furniture like that? That's like from around here that someone might make or nothing? You can't get furniture that's local?
Nobody makes more furniture local.
It's all China?
So, back in the day, I used to work at a furniture company. I know all about making furniture.
Well, dude, I've heard from several different people that furniture companies would take the made in China stickers out and claim that it was from them. They just
Rebox it.
them. Yeah.
Rebox it. And have to repaint them because they always come the wrong color.
Shit.
There was where we have to wash down armoires with lacquer thinner. Barrels and barrels of lacquer thinner to take the old.
And that was still cheaper than just building them ourselves?
Dude, I can't pretend to understand the mentality of the stockholders or the owner, anything back then. And there's no reason to talking about that shit here now anyway. Fuck that. Read it. I'm too high.
Strawberries, yeah, with a C though. Strawberries with a C.
Where's the Catalina one at?
This one's the Catalina one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Put it back in its wild.
It's too dangerous.
No, because I want to isolate the one good one out of all these.
Alright. This will stay here with those crystals right here for
Yeah.
good vibes. And protection of
Okay.
whatever.
Moving forward then.
Speaking of, what is that?
No, we're going to get to that.
Alright.
What's your opinion? We're going to talk about minerals and stuff like that. And you know what, minerals and rocks and stuff, they're all products of the earth from different reasons or pressures or conditions. Create different minerals and things like that, right? One of the things that's always stood out is quartz crystal and the variants of just the crystalline structure in general. Not only that, the fact that you can see through it either ways. Let you know, you can imagine things can fit in there, like information. I don't know, something can fit in there. But like for this crystal here, this is selenite type of crystal, right? And look, I could put this on here and look at the top.
Oh, shit.
See that?
Yeah.
Look at my finger, see that on the top?
That's cool.
That's a natural crystal right there, see? They say we got fiber optics from UFOs and shit, right? But fiber optics existed in crystal form.
That looks like a fucking screen, like a screen,
It is,
right?
it is.
It looks like a fucking...
It's selenite crystal. It's a selenite crystal. It just sanded on the edges to keep in the light. So if these were open on things, it wouldn't look as badass. But since they sand these roughly like that, it keeps the light going through here. You know what I mean? But still, you know what I mean, right? Look.
Yeah, that's a trip. Holy shit.
So this is going into our. So we're gonna start to talk about crystals and all that, right?
Dude, where'd you get this? I want one.
It's in the studio. If it's here, it's yours, man. Studio is property of
God, this is...
Vampire Studio.
What?
Vampire Studio. What is this called?
Vampires?
No, that's what production company.
Vampire Coffin or what?
Vampire Coffin Studios. Yeah. Yeah, cause that vampire caught me.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
This
so-
is fucking crystal is a trip. Holy shit.
And see, so now,
This
what
is
do you
a
think about
fucking
crystals?
spring.
Do you understand that there's something more to them than science or things can tell you, right? Just by the way they are. The interesting thing about crystals are they take slivers of quartz crystal, and when you put electrical current through them, they vibrate, and it's specific seconds per vibration, and that's what quartz watches are. Quartz crystal watches. It's because they have a piece of quartz inside of it, and that is the time. That's what keeps time on that watch. Quartz crystal, because it's so predictable. Once you put the electric current through it, it vibrates at such a predictable frequency that they tie that frequency into the actual display of what time it is. You know what I mean? They synchronize it. But this, the main drive, is a quartz
That
crystal.
never loses its time.
Never. As long as you put an electric current, a battery in it, it's always going to work. It never wears down. It never gets old. It never gets worn out. It never blows away. Crystal is crystal. But look, this is one of my, that's why I got this, so you could understand part of my views on it. So anyway, yeah, crystals are different forms, this and that. But I collected rocks when I was a kid, and still do to some extent. But I always had this feeling that there was some type of some hidden type of fucking record. Not that it was like a library or something, but somehow it held events. Just like this is, look, just like it's holding an image on the top. Where is it going in between? There's an occurrence happening inside the crystal, or when it's around anything. It's almost as if the crystal is absorbing images and things, and can not store, maybe store them or translate them, or be affected in one way or another, even a most minute way. You know what I mean? Like that. Crystal's always been special, because it's a piece of the world, a piece of the living world. You know what I mean? Just like in the olden days, the most important thing was a magnet, a lodestone. It was a little piece of rock or a piece of asteroid that back in the Bronze Age or even prehistoric man, get it? And fucking, it's a lodestone. It feels heavy like a piece of metal, right? But when you put it against metal or tin, which they didn't have then yet, but later on when they did in the Bronze Age, they could take that, it was a magnet, and then they put a little piece of wire. They had copper. They first discovered copper, and they did a lot of shit with copper for a long time. Then they found tin and everything, and then they started adding stuff to it and made copper into bronze and made it stronger. And then from then they discovered iron ore and they started making steel and shit, you know, later. You know.
They played Minecraft in real life.
Yes, it
You
is.
ever heard of Minecraft, right?
I've heard of it, but I don't know that. I know it's some kind of video game.
Pixelized, it's like square figures and shit, but you
But
mine
anyway-
and then you fucking make shit like
So-
you would in real life.
I always think shit like that, and then that one time where I was with your uncle down there, in Chihuahua in the desert, and he told me that. He goes, yeah, in the 50s, he goes, because that was part of his area. He patrolled, your uncle Baudilio had all that part of whole Chihuahua, him and his guys. And they all drove around in 1950s cars and shit, and they were dressed like Barney Five and stuff. They had all the good equipment and everything. And you know what they were fighting? Not drugs or nothing. Cattle rustling. Chihuahua had huge ranches with billions of cows everywhere. And there were whole towns that just existed because they were just jacking people's cows. And so Barney would go out there. No, they would go out there and chase these dudes down sometimes and have shootouts. With fucking 45 Thompsons shooting it out with fucking cattle rustlers. and imagine how I feel when he's telling me all these old. He's dead and gone now, rest his soul. But he had a lot of history in it, dude. That was one solid motherfucker. Anyway, that one part, or that road between the two towns. He goes, right here in these mountain ranges on the side. It was pitch black at night. You could almost see a silhouette from the stars and shit. He goes, well, right here. He goes, because I know the landowners right here and shit. This fucking thing would come out of the sky. And but it would come out of the sky like 2 or 3 times a year. It would just come out and he goes, you hear it crackling like the air is cooking or something. And it would just boom and come right over the top of that mountain. And it would stay there for a second and then the top would start spinning and shit. And then they would just see a giant electrode, like an arc welder.
Like
But a big, yes, a big motherfucker though.
Valdivia saw this?
Yeah, well the guys the people owned that land or worked it.
They told him that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And no, that's a matter of fact thing. And this thing would go along the top of those mountains. He goes, I bet if we went up there, we'd see all kinds of fucking destrozado, like the mountain all cut in half.
Would you know what mountain that is? Or you never told him?
If I went back down, but see, it's not the same down there. Now you gotta go right around with different people, and it's more complicated than before, you know.
It's tough out there.
Before I knew a lot of the active people, and everything was like, no, I wouldn't say controlled, but more predictable than now, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can tell you this. Once you're in Mexico and down in there, the land and everything's got a whole different vibe. There's a fucking magical type of fucking heavy duty shit down there. There are parts of the desert, just on the sides of the road too, where you just get out and you're like, damn, this is not just the way it looks, but there's the feel to it, like a vibe to it, you know. It's way different than anything here.
Mexico is really like that, huh?
But that's what attracted so many of the Indians and the dudes that knew their shit back in the day too, to fucking areas and places they knew.
There's a lot of cool things about it.
Oh yeah.
I used to like going there.
So anyway, UFO going on the top of this fucking mountain, and he just said all they could see was just a fucking arc flash. Really, once that thing started, you couldn't see nothing but that bright thing.
Oh.
And then he goes, you could hear the mountain kind of popping and shit as it went along the top. So
I understand it more. Like you can't really see welding, right? Because it'll fuck your eyes up.
Yeah,
But that
well,
shit you probably couldn't see it.
No, you could see it. No, you still looked at it because fuck, what the fuck is that?
But
you couldn't make the out the shape or anything of the actual object at that point. You know what I mean? You just kind of heard it coming, and the air kind of cooked, and then it just kind of there, and then it just once that thing started, it would, and that's why he was telling me, he goes, yeah, they were mining that fucking mountain for fucking crystals and shit, because all down through that region has got so many minerals and different types of crystals and different type of matrices that don't exist anywhere else in the world, and there's lots of it, you know, and that lends itself to a lot of that shit, I think, you know what I mean? So it's hard to say. I mean, just like I'm showing you this crystal here now, it's like, fuck, there's something more to them. I mean, science can explain it, but science can't explain the capacity of things, you know, unless they're engaged in a scientific way where they can monitor it. But there's a lot of the most important shit in life are things that you can't monitor in a scientific way, but they're totally valuable. You know what I mean? Okay, so you
think maybe they don't fucking monitor it scientifically because they don't see no money in it?
No, once they think they know stuff about it, it's like. But you gotta imagine, science, they know a lot, I mean, especially with astronomy and all the stuff they're finding out in outer space with that telescope now and everything, the satellite they sent up, the new telescope.
Have you put the shit to your eye and looked around?
It's a satellite, yeah.
Why is it circles that are moving?
What's the glasses made out of those?
Dude, it's circles that are moving. They're like
it's a lot,
opening. Depending if I'm going this way, they open. If I go this way, they close.
So if you're ancient man, you'd be looking at this thing and this splits up into different worlds and everything. You think of it in a different way. Not that it's a piece of God or something, but sometimes challenge yourself to have the mentality of ancient man on things. I mean, not like towards modern stuff, but just in views or things. Or wow, I remember back when fuck we had to kill this shit and we had to make the fire, and we had to do this and that, you know. And what do you think now with here and seeing the fucking cars go by and everything else? Like, would he just think, wow, you guys are smart and fascinating, or like, man, you guys are fucked up? You left it way, you fucking left, you've already fucking got ego-y, you already got all fucking in your groups and religions
and we
shit.
don't even know
You're
shit.
already fucking each other up.
Everyone thinks they know everything and no one knows shit.
No, ancient man is the one that knew shit, dude, come on.
No one knows shit but what other fucking people are saying on social media or whatever. That's all fucking people give a fuck about.
History is always told by the living anyway. You can't imagine, I can't pretend to know or what the fuck kind of things they knew how to do and shit. I don't doubt any of it because.
But now it might be a little different with with the internet and all that. From a long time later from now, they'll at least know that we were fucking stupid at this point, right?
Oh, that's
from all the stupid shit that we're gonna have out there on the internet, including this podcast.
Are we talking about us personally?
No, everything. Us and everyone. All the stupid shit that's going on, it's all stupid.
Stupid. It's like they say stupid a lot. It's stupid. It's all stupid on the west side.
What does Weedy think?
Oh, no shit. We didn't even salute Weedy. That's what's fucked up this podcast. He's worried about everything else. Weedy. That's the custom piñata. Weedy. Where does he come from? The Lorraine organization.
The Lorraine organization.
Anytime I pull up in that black.
Did you even look if there's actual Lorraine organization?
Probably, and they probably fucking
you're tying some poor organization to a weed piñata and shit.
There's probably some organization for little pygmy, fucking single pygmy women down in the Amazon basin and shit.
And you're over there fucking this shit up with the weed piñatas and shit. Like, oh, you make these now, we're not gonna fucking invest in your fucking...
Fuck yeah, I said weed piñatas for every fucking place. I mean, I don't condone it for everybody, but as soon as I got it and I put it on the wall, it's like, wow. And I didn't have it on the wall at first, and then when I did, it's like, yeah, that's a bold statement. And at first it was like, nah, that ain't gonna last. I can't have that kind of shit. But then after a while, with that weird face on him, I was like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? What am I trying to deny? Fuck, you can stay right there on the wall, Weedy. Well, he was in the lab. And then now he's out. But I don't see anything else like him on the other things, you know.
I haven't seen him. Let's look some shit up.
Oh yeah! How come we know? That's where we're losing our professionalism. But we got enough content. We don't got to be feeding off of just fucking commenting on things on the...
So I just want to see if there's a weed piñata out there on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, there's a weed piñata. It doesn't have a face though.
Bring that shit up. Ah, it's been blocked. See, that's a porno fucking.
No, it says it's inappropriate, but I understand and wish to proceed.
You send me that. Can you send me that on my phone? No, don't send me for your computer because that shit's hacked.
Look at it. Let's go.
That ain't shit.
But it doesn't have a face.
That's just like.
But it looks cool.
No. Just put it up there. It says.
Okay, it looks cool. It just doesn't have a face, but it looks cool too. Weed looks pretty badass too, though. It will look pretty cool. I don't know what all that shit at the bottom is.
That's alright.
They should have put a face on it, right?
No, I think it could be better. But look at. No. And I can tell. And see, I can sit here right here on the table at night and just have it lit and just look at him like, so what do you think, dude? Yeah, this is going on, that's going on. And it's like, he's just there like, it's gonna be okay.